So it's 5 a.m., day 5. It's a special day because we're going to Machu Picchu. But with that involves this right here.
That's the line waiting to go on the buses for Machu Picchu. This is where we are.
There's quite a bit of a line behind us, and we've only been in line for like,
Oh yeah,
what, 3 minutes?
you can't even see it, it's too dark.
Yeah. So, as our guide puts it, this is the Disneyland of Peru. So, you know, pros and cons. But we're still glad to be here. We'll just be gladder once we're up there.
Well, we're in line once again. Machu Picchu. The weather is definitely not cooperating right now. But we're gonna stay happy, right?
Yep, enjoy the views.
Enjoy the clouds. Okay, so we're here at Machu Picchu, and as you can tell, the weather is just beautiful. It's just stunning. We really have no scenery whatsoever. So at this point, I'm debating if we even go up the mountain because you can't really see too much. But we're taking it one step at a time. We're going from ruin to ruin. And yeah, we're making the best of it. Well, this is actually really depressing. I'm trying to maintain my happiness that we're here. But there's just nothing that we could see. And it's really cold. We finally have some visibility.
From the 80s, they start rebuilding Machu Picchu.
Oh wow!
So it was recently actually. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Lots of work.
Woo! Are you happier?
Sort of. So we're very close to the top of Machu Picchu mountain. We've been climbing up for an hour, and honestly in the last 5 days, this probably is the most difficult thing that we've done. It's been so relentlessly uphill. To make matters worse, we're just literally in a giant cloud right now, so it's probably not even really worth it to be up here. But we paid the money to do it beforehand, and there's really nothing else to do, so here we are. We think the top is right here.
Yeah.
So let's hope that there'll be some breaks in the clouds and we'll be able to see something.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
All right. This is the scenery that we've had.
It's just been a giant rock staircase. We had to have climbed over 1,000 stairs.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know how many it is, but I would imagine it's got to be several hundred, if not 1,000. Oh, it's not easy.
Let's hope it clears.
It has, yeah.
Has it?
It's clearing more and more.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Bam, we
It's
did
one
it.
of the most beautiful clouds I've ever seen.
Let's just do a 360, shall we? Well, several people said that it clears, so. Oh, we've got a view. And no, we don't again.
Alright. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yo guys, check out.
Hi. I was on a pitch where you
Meedande.
And that there is hydroelectric, where we hiked in yesterday. And then we took the train kind of around the back way. Really, not took the train, hiked along the tracks. Puts into perspective the distance that we did. So we're on the descent for Machu Picchu Mountain, and thankfully, finally, not only has the rain let up, but the clouds have also let up. And the view is pretty amazing. There's Machu Picchu itself.
It was bad weather pretty much from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m., but now it's beautiful.
No, I think they're a little higher up. We saw.
So we're gonna go try to get a better viewpoint from a little bit closer down there and see if we can get some pictures.
So Jess and I are ecstatic because we finally have some beautiful weather. There's the clouds that are in the sky are high enough that they're no longer in our vantage point. And we had a really nice hike down, although it was incredibly painful on our knees and our joints. Every corner, so it was just like a beautiful, beautiful landscape that we saw. So this is what we see now, and this is what we're enjoying.
We were afraid we weren't going to get this quintessential view of Machu Picchu, but luckily the afternoon was better for us than the morning.
Now let's explore.
Yeah, we're going to go walk down there and just kind of wander around.
This is the line of people waiting for the bus. It's bumpy. Tell us where we are.
Well, we're back in Aguas Calientes, which is the kind of tourist town near Machu Picchu. Watch these gaps here. So
There's
overall,
a train that goes right through it, and then there's also a bunch of like little streams.
it's a really
and
nice town,
A
actually.
river.
Try not to get decapitated.
Yeah.
It's a really nice town despite it being like super touristy. So overall, at the end of the day, I guess you could say it was a success. We were pretty depressed in the morning just because it was so cloudy and so rainy, and we didn't really think that we would get to see anything at Machu Picchu, but it did clear up in the end, and it wasn't so bad. Overall thoughts, really, really crowded. That's probably the most crowded tourist destination I've ever been to.
So many lines. I actually think
Yeah.
the weather kind of helped us out. Here's a stream that they have just running. It goes into a snake body.
Well, that's just drainage. Watch this guy's
Oh, that's true. That is
We've
drainage.
been other places that have had like a comparable amount
Wait,
of
hold
people
on.
there.
Let me just interrupt. That is drainage. I'm aware, but there are streams throughout
Yeah,
here
the,
as
the
well.
stream is there.
There's other tiny streams. All right, go ahead.
I was saying that we've been to other places that have had comparable amounts of people there, but with Machu Picchu, everything is so condensed into little spots that like you just can't avoid being crammed with other people at all points in the day.
Yeah.
And there are also long lines. We waited 45 minutes to get on the bus. It's actually funny because when we were waiting to get on the bus, two of our trekking mates, whatever you call them, trekking mates, group mates, they decided to walk back to town. We of course took the bus because our feet hurt and we're lazy after 5 days of trekking. And we actually got back literally at the exact same second. So that was kind of weird.
Literally.
So now we're going to go back to the hotel, grab our bags, change our shoes, get a bite to eat, and hop on the train and head back to Cusco. So one thing that's funny about Peru is that the cheese does not melt. This soup is ridiculously hot. Like it is straight up, it just came off the stove and it was boiling. It's probably like 210 degrees now. And as much as you stir it, the cheese just does not melt. I don't know how that's possible, but they've managed to figure it out.
This has happened in every meal that we've had. Omelets, anything.
Yeah.
It just stays as a solid unit. And it's squeaky too. If you eat it, it squeaks.
And really salty.
Yeah.
It's good soup though.
So we're on our Peru rail. ride back to Cusco, and it's $65 US dollars. And with that, we get some nice stewards. We get a free complimentary water and some sort of a snack. This is, I guess, some sort of a biscuit cookie, which we're really pumped about trying. The accommodations are actually really nice. It's for the next hour and a half. If you look around, it's really awesome. And I kind of wish it was during the daytime. Oh, you can see the moon now. I see it.
I told you could see it.
Yeah, then there you go. Bam. Bam, there's the moon.
That's the extent of our view.
Yeah.
This is dark.
I'm sure this would be actually quite lovely to take during the day. So for another time that we come back to Peru, we should definitely do this. But I'm pumped about this. I'm also pumped because we met up with a Swedish guy, like a week ago, and he's sitting behind us. He's our BFF. And yeah, life is good.
Also, the other day on, I think it was day 4 of our trek, we were trekking on the railroad tracks for 3 hours. And every once in a while, I could see people like literally walking a couple feet to the side of the train. Luckily, our trek was during the day. We didn't have to do it at night, but it seems to be the common thing to do around here.
Yeah.
Because the trains are either expensive or they sell out pretty quickly. I'm not sure. How's the cookie? That has the look of amazingly good.
Well, I'm pumped about the sprinkles, but it's just dried flour. But it's free, so I'm eating all of it.
Well, it's actually $65.
Yeah. So I'm definitely eating all of it now. So I've come to the realization that this little biscuit / cookie tastes like what my great grandmother and grandmother in Germany used to make our Christmas ornaments out of. We'd shape them. It's a tradition. You'd shape them and then you make a little hole and then you hang them from a tree. And I have some that are like 40, 50 years. Well, as an inquisitive child, I have tasted them and it tastes exactly like this. Now we've made the discovery that this thing really did expire July 8th, year 1008. So this cookie is literally 1,000 years old.
I don't think the camera's picking it up.
Oh. Should I move it back?
Yeah, it kind of picked it up, but it does. There it is. August 7th, 1008 AD.
Oh, I was reading July 8th. Yeah. Either way. It should have expired 1,000 years ago. That's what I'm telling you.
1006 years ago.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. This tastes just like a 50-year-old cookie or a 1,000-year-old cookie. Justin's a happy camper because we're back to Cusco, and of course we're back at the chicken noodle place.
Chicken noodle soup. We actually tried to go to the other end and order some other kind of soup that we're not really sure what it was. There were nothing was in English, of course. No one spoke English. And the guy next to us had brain in his soup. And the people behind us had like cow jaws. So it was a little bit too adventurous for us, and we didn't really want to order something that we didn't even know what we were going to get.
So we're back to chicken noodle soup.
The one complaint about the soup is that the carrots are like really pickled.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to convey that we would prefer non-pickled carrots, but it's always lost in translation.
I think we asked for a whole carrot here, so hopefully this is non-pickled. We'll try it. It doesn't look as soggy as the ones that are cut up, so here's hoping. Are you happy camper right now?
Yeah, it's also really cold today, so this is extra comforting. are in Medellin, Colombia. We pretty much came straight from the airport to get a bite to eat, which is what we normally do. This place is called Bahia Mar. We found it online and it had really good reviews. It's like a seafood place. And Bolivia and Peru, for obvious reasons, we didn't eat too much seafood. So we were really in the mood for it. And this seafood stew that we got is really, really good.
It's like the best, it is the best soup I've ever had in my life.
I don't know if I would go that far, but
Yeah,
it's
the best.
very good.
It's like lemongrass and curry. And I also got Colombian coffee, which tastes like coffee.
Yeah. The city itself is like really nice.
Yeah, you don't really have too much of a view right now.
Yeah, but the drive in from the airport, which is like 40 minutes, it was super nice. We were commenting how it sort of looked like the States and Europe.
It was
and
super clean, no trash.
no trash, no exhaust or fumes, and it's just such a contrast from Peru and Bolivia, where everything was like just breathing in smog at all times. So it's nice to, you know, have that change. So we're happy. It's a really nice day. It's a little hot, but you know, the sun's out and it's nice, and we have good food.
Yeah, it's best soup
People
ever.
are walking around drinking beers, so I'm sure we'll
Like
do that
nonstop. Yeah, it also kind of reminded us a little bit of New Orleans, where there's a lot of, I guess they're kind of like smoothie shops. Well, you don't have to put it on me. There's a lot of like frozen drink, little vendors. It's delicious.
later. Yeah, and everyone's just kind of walking around drinking, which is cool to see. So the plan is, after this, we're going to take the metro to some sort of a pedestrian street and walk around and check it out, and then
What is it called again?
Carabobo Street.
Carabobo.
And then we're going to come back and maybe hit up some bars and eventually get some dinner before going back to the airport to go home.
Food. We should just come back and get more of the soup to go. So good. So we're back in Colombia. The very first time we were here, we were in Bogota. No gracias.
No gracias.
Now the second time we're in Medellin, and the second time that we've been here.
It's okay, no gracias.
The second time we've been here now, we've seen somebody laying on glass, eating glass, and putting glass on their face, as you can see here. Pretty interesting. Let's pan around.
This place is just absolute chaos in every direction. There's just people everywhere.
No gracias.
Okay. No gracias.
So it's pretty safe to say that we don't fit in exactly, especially Justin and his hair. We've noticed that every guy here takes his hair very seriously. They all have the fade and
So
the
do
gel
I.
going on.
I'm not really sure like if this happens every day or if it's just because it's Saturday or if it's like a special event, but like literally every street you look down, it's just chaos. Like there's just people everywhere. You can't walk without bumping into people.
I think you zoomed in. They also take their fashion very seriously here. Every girl is in like stilettos and some spectacular outfit, and we're getting looked at constantly. It could be because we're tall, it could be because we're blonde, or it could be because we look dirty as hell.
Since we've showered all of about 5 times in the last 3 weeks.
So maybe.
So yeah, I really don't know what to think. I think this is like, we're experiencing some culture shock right now. We're the only non-Colombians in sight, and probably the only people who don't speak Spanish in the entire city right now.
Why don't we pan around and walk around a little bit?
Okay.
Like
As this guy lays out more glass for him to eat.
I just don't even know what's happening. Like, why are all these people here? This is literally like one of the craziest like pedestrian street market scenes I think I've ever seen. It's a little bit like India as far as like crowds and chaos goes, but like very different looking. Not sure what this building is, but
I like
it's
it.
by far the nicest building on the street. And every cross street is equally as crowded. Like when we get up here, you should just
And
give a peek down each way. It's just chaos in every direction.
are we like part of a funeral procession?
Yeah, like I don't think this is like a holiday or some kind of special event. I just think it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Like this is just what always happens.
We're a part of a procession right now. We'll start singing, Joss.
Oh, amigo, looking for me. Usted brinda, usted brinda.
Oh, no entiendo.
Debe ser brinda. Brinda.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, lo siento. Chao.
It's okay.
I don't know what kind of feeling I should have about this place. I'm a little bit on guard just because like we've only been here for a couple hours. I don't know if I should like, you know, just be more friendly or if I should have my guard up.
No, people both.
Then there are these random guys just selling stuff that aren't that important, like flip-flops, and they're just standing like screaming into a microphone, like.